Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم. O you who believe, avoid acting on much, avoid acting on the majority of your suspicions. Indeed, some suspicions are sinful. What does this mean? It means that we naturally always suspect. That's normal. We're always judging people inside. You know when they say don't judge others, we say yeah, it means don't act on the judgment without proof and clear evidence. But everybody naturally, biologically, involuntarily judges inside their brain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not telling you don't assume. He's telling you the assumptions that you naturally have, that normally come to you, avoid acting on the majority of them. Because Allah is saying the majority of people, their assumptions about someone else, the majority of their assumptions are often wrong. So don't jump to conclusions, then act on them. Acting on your assumptions. So what do? Allah says, first of all, if what you are assuming about the person, this is what the scholars tell us in tafsir, and from the seerah we understand this, what you are assuming about the person, it has no grounds, has no rationale, or it's not serious, ignore it. Don't go acting on it. Don't go hating, don't go judging and accusing and calling names and all that stuff. Don't act on it. And continue to have good assumptions about people who are known to be generally good. I have my brother over here who is often, I see him in the masjid, he's normally good, he is normally honest, he trades with people with a nice face, people like him, has a good reputation, there's nothing tremendous about him. And then I see him, for example, go outside of the masjid, and then he takes the shoes of someone else, goes and takes someone else's shoes. Now the shaitan will come to me and I'll assume, that person, oh my God, I knew these people would come to the masjid. Wallah, be afraid of them. These guys, they're disguised in sheep's wool, sheep's clothing. Look at him, he went and took someone else's shoes, he stole. They do tell me about shoes in masjids, everyone steals their shoes. This is the assumption that will go to my head, right? Not me, but it can happen. Is that rational? To accuse him of stealing? It could be that he's stealing, but it also could be that he made a mistake. Half. In that situation, avoid that suspicion. Now I'm going to give you 4 instances of suspicions, that ones we act upon, those we don't. There is suspicion and judgment that is necessary, such as if you're a judge, if you're an authority, you're a person who needs to settle and judge between people because you're in a position of authority and justice. You must find out, and then you can base assumptions and start to verify assumptions and go through them. The next one is when you're dealing with somebody. And by dealing with that person, you're going to be harmed if you don't verify your assumption. So the person, you're going to be harmed. Such as you're dealing with them with money or something like that. And some of their actions have given you a cause to assume that they probably could lie to you or cheat you. In any interaction, whether it's marriage, whether it's business, whether it's trade, job, going on a travel, anything. Then you can act upon it by what? By verifying and finding out if you can trust that person, right? The third one is when the assumption is half-half. It can go this way or go that way. Like the example I gave you about the person taking the shoes. You can go this way or you can go that way. I'll give you another example which can go this way or that way. Let's say your daughter suddenly starts to stay in her room more often than usual, or your son. Now, you've got an assumption in your head naturally. You're a bit scared for her or him. What are they doing? Is she talking to boys? Is he looking at things he shouldn't look at? Has she got some kind of boyfriend? Has he got a girlfriend? Is he doing drugs? If you got no rationale, if you got no grounds to think like that, then that assumption, don't act on it. Because it can go the other way too. Maybe it's just they've reached puberty, they've got exams, Something's going on in their life, they're a bit sad, maybe they're upset, maybe they just feel like they need their privacy, maybe they're changing and developing. They could be praying, they could be reading Quran, maybe they just want to sit down and have their privacy. So it can go either way. Don't act on that assumption and go in and start accusing. You will lose your relationship with them. And the fourth scenario are people who are sick. Over time, because they were so untrusting of people, they begin to develop an obsessive compulsive disorder where they assume about everyone and everything. I'll give you an example. They're the types that when they get married, let's say the wife suddenly decides to look nicer at home, go to the gym and get a bit more fit, dresses a bit nicer. And the husband is one of those obsessive people and starts thinking, is she cheating? Why has she suddenly changed? Is she going out with someone? Starts bringing her phone, looking through it, spying, obsessively putting cameras, asking people. And the other way is true, sometimes the wife. Why is my husband smelling nice lately? He went out to Myer and bought a new cologne. He's never put this cologne on. What's going on? He's getting a new haircut, he's dyed his hair. What's going on? I've never seen this before. Is he cheating? Has he got another woman? Let me look at his phone. Let me get a friend to go and spy on him. Let me go on his internet. I'll try and steal his account and his passwords and everything. Any of these scenarios, these people, the shaitan comes to you and you're acting upon assumptions that really have no real basis. These are just insecurities. How do you deal with them? Communicate. Talk. Talk and don't be ridiculing. Don't use sarcasm. Just talk. Communicate. There are many other ways instead of acting upon assumptions. Now listen to what Allah says next. He says, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Immediately after talking about don't assume wrongfully or don't act upon wrongful assumptions, Allah then says, do not spy. Does anyone know why Allah says do not spy immediately after saying do not make false assumptions? Because the cause of spying is false assumptions. Assumptions are the main issue and the problem for people to spy. To spy on their kids, to spy on their parents, to spy on their spouses, to spy on their colleagues, to spy on their workers, their employees, to spy on their neighbor, to spy on everything. These people are based on assumptions. I assume they're up to something. They're going to get me. They're doing crime. I assume they're smoking around the corner. So then the shaitan says, spy on them. What is spying? وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Allah says, do not spy. Tajassus means to secretly seek something private about the person through ways without their permission. To privately and secretly seek to know private information about that person without their permission. You grab their phone, you grab their gadgets, their what's the word for gadgets? Their tablet or the whole thing, what's it called? Big word. Devices. It's not even a big word. Devices. And you look through it, or you start setting up cameras, and the other way of spying is called tahassasu. Tahassasu means to pry, to ask questions, to ask other people, to act like you're making a cup of coffee but you've gone in just to eavesdrop, these types of things. So both of them are a type of spying in the Quran, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us not. Sometimes you can do tahassus, you can pry for a good reason. Like the way Yaqub alayhi salam said to his children, go and do tahassus for your brother Yusuf and your other brother, and do not give up on Allah's mercy. This is a good thing. So to go and find out and inquire to find a lost person, or to inquire for good, that's okay. But to pry on people's private lives without their permission for bad, or to spy on people, spying usually means to find out something bad about a person, to find out about their flaws, and usually these are insecurities as well and fears. So tajassus is haram in Islam, except in some ways. The only way it's halal is for national security. National security and authorities need to spy in order to protect, their people. And spying is by authorities, or in the third situation is when there is a real and well-founded reason that someone is going to seriously harm someone else, going to seriously cause abuse to someone else. You know, someone, for example, is out to get someone, so you send someone to spy to stop the killing, for example, or to stop, astaghfirullah azim, you know, like sexual abuse, or to stop theft and stealing from someone. These are very exceptional cases. Otherwise, in general, we don't spy. Don't spy on your wives. Don't spy on your husbands. Don't spy on your children. Don't spy on your parents. Don't spy on your teachers or your students. Don't spy on your work colleagues. Don't spy on your neighbor, especially your neighbor. Don't spy on anybody. All of it is haram, my brothers and sisters.